This is Ariel Olivera with I Love Tech, and as requested, I'm going to walk you guys through a quick tutorial on how I made my interactive virtual classroom. Okay, so if you've watched my previous tutorial on how to make a Google Classroom banner, this is very similar. So what I did was I did exactly what I did in that video to create my virtual classroom layout, and incorporated like some personalization with my Hydro Flask and our school logo, the calendar. So this way it gave it like a little bit of a real feel. I kept the slides like the general slide template. I didn't adjust the size or anything for this because doing it kind of distorts it when you're trying to do that interactive slides. So what I had here in the first thing, I had explained to my students that they want to click the present button when they're viewing this. So this way, when they do that, they're able to click on the certain things that I've created links for. So here it says, "Hi 6th grade, welcome to our virtual classroom. Please click present on your Google Slides, then click me to begin today's lesson." So they would click my Bitmoji, would bring them to the next slide where our agenda is. Now I'm going to show you how I provided links for all of these things in my lesson. So first, our daily check-in form. What I did was I just made a simple list on this whiteboard that I took a clipart PNG, and for our check-in form, I have it linked to a form. So this part is pretty easy because I just go straight to my form, I hit send, grab the link, and when I go back into my slides and hit edit, here's where I put the link, and the text is check-in. And this is the first thing I want them to do, so I highlighted that part. Then when they were done, they would click me again and it would bring them to the next slide. And this one is answer the do now question. So this is where you have to kind of do a little bit of work in Google Classroom. So what I did was I went into Google Classroom and I created my do now question. So okay, so this is just a test Google Classroom that I'm using to show you guys how I did it. So what I did was I went to the actual question, not where the students would answer, and I copied this link. This link allows each student to get its own individual question. So if you go to the student answers and you copy that link, it's going to bring them to nothing because you as the teacher are assigning the question. So you want to make sure you click on the question and you click on this link to copy. And then you go back into Google Classroom, edit, and you put that link there. Now, for my mini lesson, what I did for that is I just put it into a slide and made it a video on the actual whiteboard in the slide. So how you would do that, I'm going to show you guys right now, is I went to insert, I did video, I believe I put it in my drive here, and it creates the video. And what I did was I shrunk it down to be the exact size of the whiteboard so that it looks like it was playing on the actual whiteboard. So now if I go back to my third slide, and then once the kids finish the do now, they would click me, it would bring me to the fourth slide. It says, yay, now it's time for today's lesson on digital citizenship. Click on the mini lesson on the board. So here, the mini lesson, I linked it to slide 5, so the slide that the video is on. So now it would bring them here where my Bitmoji is telling them to click the play button so that we could watch the lesson together. And here it will play.
Hi guys. All right, so
after they're done watching the video, they would click me again, and this would bring them to the next slide where the independent activity. So what I needed to do for that was I would go back into classwork in my Google Classroom. I click create assignment. And I would add the assignment here. And make sure you make a copy for each student. I also add like the lesson slides, add the due date, but for time purposes, I'm just going to show you guys how I did this. So I assign it. And you are going to do the same exact thing that you did with the do now. So you're going to click on the assignment, hit view assignment, you're going to go to the instructions part, and you're going to copy that link. You're going to go to your independent activity, you're going to edit, you're going to put the link there, and then they would be able to click this link and bring them directly to their own assignment in their own Google Classroom. And when they're done with the assignment, they click me again, and it brings them to the check for understanding question. So it's the same thing that I did for the do now. And then I would ask. And again, I would click here, view the question. You want to click on the question and then copy that link. And I would click here, edit, and apply. And now that's the link for the check for understanding. And when they're done, they'll see that they've completed the lesson for today. What I did with the actual virtual classroom is I posted it as a material. So this way it was always automatically view only. And I would just add. And then hit post. And then I would add like in the stream, like an announcement explaining how we're going to use the virtual classroom, and make sure you click virtual classroom first, and that everything else was in the classwork tab or on the stream that they needed to access just in case. But now when they go through everything, they're able to click on all the links and it'll bring them directly to where they need to go in their own Google Classroom. Now you guys can customize this however you'd like. I hope this helped, and I hope that your students enjoy this. All right, have a great day.